Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Real Estate News for Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. Let's start with local Raleigh-Durham market statistics. This morning, there were 10,753 active listings in the base 16 county area. So let me explain what that means for those of you that are new here. I've been tracking this data for over 20 years at this point, and instead of just using a search for all of the MLS, I've focused on the different counties, and we've started out focusing on the 16 county area, and this is what I've maintained over the years. So for those of you that are new, that are saying, well, the addition of the Fayetteville Realtors and the Alamance will alter those numbers. No, they haven't altered the numbers. It's the same area that we've been searching for years. So the good news is we've actually seen a decrease in the number of listings. That's good news for sellers. We were over 11,000 for a little bit. As far as pending listings, we're seeing a downward trend with pending listings. Just a little over 5,100 pending listings right now. That is an 18% drop from May of this year. So that's pretty significant. That means that there's not as many homes closing or in the closing process right now, but we are still seeing quite a few listings sold. So again, over 5,100 listings that'll close here in the next 60 to 90 days, more than likely. So again, this morning there were 10,753 active listings, 5,128 pending listings. We're averaging right now about 3,200 closed sales per month over the last 3 months. So let's give you some preliminary numbers. Now keep in mind, these are very preliminary numbers for August. Real estate agents are supposed to put their information in within the first couple of days of the month in order to close out August, but we always have some stragglers. So we may have slight adjustments to this, but it's pretty on point with what we're expecting. There were 3,123 homes sold so far in the month of August 2025. That is an increase from 1 year ago. It's about 2.8% higher. So contrary to what you're hearing across the national scene, the local triangle market is still moving pretty well. We're actually seeing a little bit of an increase. The median sale price for the month was $420,000. That is up 2.4% from last year. That's helped us recover on some of the median numbers. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. If we look at the year-to-date comparison, though, if we look at January 1st through the end of August for 2024 and 2025, the median sale price is flat at $410,000. We were $410,000 from January to August last year. We're $400,000 from January to August this year. So the good news is prices are not going down. Now, obviously, when the median stays the same, you're going to have some areas that have gone up and other pockets that have gone down. So yeah, are there areas that are seeing decreases in price? Yes. But many of the areas here in the Triangle market are still seeing those numbers going up. So the bottom line is this: homes are still selling and prices are flat. That means there's opportunity out there for buyers that are in the market. As we look at some other news today, the Trump administration is contemplating a national housing emergency to address affordability challenges. Problem with this is we have no idea what this is going to look like. The president has talked about it off the cuff a couple of times, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent confirmed that there are discussions going on behind closed doors about what it would look like, but we have no idea what it's going to look like if it's rolled out. So stay tuned for that. Probably have more information on it should that get a little bit more momentum. Crazy stat for the day. For those of you that haven't taken my cons, scams, and hacks class, this is exactly the reason I teach it. Listen to this number. According to the American Land Title Association, you remember that ALTA statement that you get at closing? These are the people that provide that. According to ALTA, 1 in 3 real estate transactions in 2025 have faced wire fraud attempts. Think about that. 1 in every 3 transactions has faced a wire fraud attempt. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaints Center last year reported over $174 million lost in the real estate sector in 2024. So if you're not protecting yourself from cybercrime in your real estate business, you need to. If you're a buyer or a seller, be very careful about receiving wiring instructions or requests from somebody who is not the attorney. Look very closely at those email addresses, and if you ever have any questions about whether something is real or not, please contact the attorney. It's better to be safe than sorry. Let's go to interest rates. The average rate for a 5, 4, 3. Let's go to interest rates for today. The average rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage yesterday was 6.53% nationally. Now that's up slightly. That we were at 6.50 going into the weekend. So it's a 3 basis point increase from last Friday. As a comparison though, look at this. The last 12 months, the high is 7.26% and the low is 6.11%. In other words, those people that were waiting on rates to go down missed an opportunity this year to get in at below 6.25%. It was a great time to do so. When we talk about rates, of course, everybody's talking about the Fed rate cut that's expected in their September 16th and 17th meeting. Yes, there is a rate cut expected of 25 basis points or 1/4 of a point, but that's already factored into the market, folks. Mortgage lenders are already making adjustments, and this week may be the best time to lock in your rate if you are a buyer that's getting ready to close in the next 30 days. So go ahead and lock that rate in, get your 6.5. If you're below 6.5, you've definitely got a good rate and you need to take advantage of it. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for watching the video. If you like the content, make sure you click the subscribe button. If you are thinking about selling your home, buying a home, or investing in real estate, contact Brian at 919-669-4575 or visit him on the web at paterealty.com.